Yo, what's up everyone? Anime Mafia here for another video. I'm here for another part of a certain misfortunate soul. Yeah, as you can see, there's a new thumbnail, but don't be so surprised about this one because this is only going to be most likely as a one-time thing when it comes to this thumbnail. This thumbnail is going to be a one-time thing, most likely, because I won't be able to do this again to the app I'm using to, edit, the stuff I need for my thumbnail. But without further ado, let's get into the video, shall we? I last left off, Touma met Index as in canon, and he was coming into terms of getting into the magic side. He didn't know what to do, but Touma knew he was going to drag Index out of the depths of hell. Touma was sitting next to his friends, Aogami, Pierce, and Motoharu Tsuchimikado, the members of the school's Delta Force. Okay, I have a handout for you. Follow along while we go through the supplementary lesson. Even after spending an entire term in that class, Kamijo still could not believe it. The homeroom teacher of his class, Komoe Tsukuyomi, was a ridiculous teacher who was short. Who was so short that only her head could be seen when she stood behind her desk. The little girl teacher was one of the school's 7 mysteries at 135 centimeters tall. There's a rumor that she was refused a roller coaster ride due to safety concerns. And looks at the world like a 12-year-old. I won't stop you from talking amongst yourselves, but you need to listen to what I say. I put a lot of effort into making a quiz, so if you do poorly on it, you'll be punished with no-eye poker. Tsuchimikado says, isn't it a game where you play poker for blindfold? Man, we're up all night determining a winner of poker. Oh, but Kamijo-chan, you don't have enough development credits, so you'll be playing no-eye poker regardless. Rotten luck, Touma said. I see, Komoe-sensei finds you so cute, she just can't help herself, Kami-an, the blue-haired pierced male classmate, who was the class rep, sitting next to Kamijo. Kamijo then said, Shut up, you fake Kansai bastard. At least you're not a fetishly bastard pervert. Touma then thought to himself, being in a classroom that's really hot sucks. Touma then thinks that despite the fact he really studied hard and got very high marks, he still has to take one remedial class in Aogami and Tsuchimikado. Wow, Kami, you're a traitor to the Delta Force and you have to take one remedial class while we have more than you. Well, hey, that's what you get for slacking off, Tsuchimikado. Aogami, I'm not a dumbass like you two. I mean, yeah, but look who's in the remedial class. Shut up, smartass! Touma bickered with Motoharu for a little bit. Touma was thinking back to the scene he saw early this morning. He'd rather fight magicians with Index than a cute girl in this standards than be in this hot-ass classroom. Even though what a magician did to him, it was still weird. He still found it weird that he couldn't fight with her. I'd rather not be here in this hot-ass classroom, Touma as he decides to look away towards the window. Thinking about what Index said. Index, will you follow me to the depths of hell? That girl suffered. Huh, Touma said. Her soul is so kind, is a just one, Touma said. I'd hate to see it if someone would take her away. Motoharu looked at his best friend as he made a worried face. Kami, I know when you're worried. What's bothering you? It's the magicians, Motoharu. Majutsu. You're lying, Tsuchimikado had said. No, I'm dead serious. Right now the magicians might be coming to Academy City. In truth, Motoharu knew what he was talking about. But he decided to play dumb. The 103,000 grimoires, Motoharu said in his head, huh? Man, I'd rather be at Index's side than be in a hot-ass class. Be in this hot-ass classroom. Tom was thinking to himself as he looked to the right, thinking about how was he going to take on another magician again, even after what happened all those years ago with him and Tsuchimikado. If him and Tsuchimikado could even take out a magician from a cabal, then what makes him think, and what makes him any better? Well, we're stronger and we're older now, so we were kids back then. We're stronger and we're older now. I think we can take on a magician here and there. With me and Motoharu. With Motoharu by my side. We might even be able to take on the whole entire world. As Touma looked, the 103,000 grimoires, Motoharu said. Huh. Sorry, Kami. I'm abusing the fact you placed a rule that you would use soul perception on me. No, I'll play it dumb for now. Kami, oh, what are you doing? Kamoe-sensei had asked him. Nothing, Kamoe-sensei. Oh, Kamoe-sensei, I know what Kamijo was doing. He was looking at the tennis girls playing instead of listening to you. Kamoe-sensei proceeded to cry, and the entire class glared daggers at Touma with bloodlust. We time skip. Touma is now, at a few hours later, Touma is now walking outside. I can't believe Sensei forced me to stay in the extra hour. But this is the only remedial I have, so it's not that bad. Hagami's still a perverted bastard. I know, right? Tsuchimikado said behind his back. Yo, Motoharu, Touma said as he greeted Tsuchimikado. Well, what are you going to do from here, Kami? Go back to my place, I guess? Touma said. Hey, Tsuchimikado. You have my back, right? Yeah, of course. I always have your back. No matter what. It's what partners are for, right? Yeah, I'll be seeing you, Touma. See you, Motoharu. Motoharu walked off to his home, presumably, Touma thought. Touma had said, rotten luck, Kamijo muttered to himself as he looked at the wind turbine street propellers glittering in the sunset. Any kind of nightlife was forbidden. So the last bus and train in Academy City was set to leave once the students were out of school. Kamijo missed the last bus, so he was trudging along through the scorching shopping district that seemed to go on forever. A security bot and passed by him as he did. The summer heat had done Kamijo in, and he was just stared the slowly moving security bot. Ah, there you are, bastard! Wait up. Wait. You, I'm talking to you, stop! The summer heat had done Touma in as he slowly looked around. Touma looked and saw a short brown-haired girl wearing a summer uniform. Slightly cute, Touma thought. Oh. Hey, pantyless middle schooler, how are you? It's just like pantyless middle schooler. If you didn't watch the last part, you should really do. You won't get this. You won't get what Toma's referring to. Wait, I've come here for another fight, you bastard. And this time I'm wearing what? You're wearing two panties? No, I never said that. Misaka stuttered for a bit as she tried to think. Calm down, Biri, don't hurt yourself, Touma then said. My name's Makoto Misaka, you idiot. You've been calling me Zapper since you first met. Yeah. Oh, so would Pantyless Middle Schooler be any better? Misaka then got pissed off for a little bit as she glared daggers at Touma, remembering what she did. Blushing, she said, "Are you some kind of pervert or something? Pervert? Oh no, you must have me confused with Switching Mikado and my other friend Aogami. They're the ones, bro, believe you me. The least I could have done, I did the least. The least I did was steal your panties. That's the least I could have done. I could have done more, if I wanted to, Touma said. Shut up, Misika had yelled at Touma. She was flaring with annoyance. Gee, calm down. I didn't know I pissed you off so much. Well, about the what? Worried about the so what? So you worried about the class pet? I told you to quit it with the animal jokes, Misika said. Imagine making a level 5 looked as a security bot was malfunctioning. Imagine making a level 5 had ran away from the situation. A few minutes later, Tomonin says, "Why do I always have to get in these situations with you? What do you mean?" Misaka said, "My name's Misaka." Stu stepped into a back alley. Stu stepped into a back-to-back alley. It seemed like a good place to play street basketball. Shut up, Zapper. You're the one that fried everyone's electronics with that lightning yesterday. And you're the one who stole my panties. Who did that? Okay, I didn't steal your panties. I literally left them right there. You just didn't look. Miss Level 5. Gee, for a Level 5 who should be at least smart enough to look, to at least have 20/20 vision, I'm genuinely surprised you didn't look down on the floor. What, too embarrassed that you let a high schooler catch you off guard and take your shorts? I had you hook, line, and sinker. I wonder, how did it feel, by the way? Misaka got angry, and she threw a lightning blast at Touma. Touma casually raised his right hand. Okay, Beery, would it make you feel any better if I said sorry? No, you idiot, I want to fight. Fine, I'll humor you. I barely laid a finger on you, though, but okay. After the exchange, Makoto attacked Touma with lightning again. Touma used his right hand to block the lightning, with the lightning disappearing. Look, Beery, I have things to do today, so I'd prefer if we could stop with these pointless battles. Following that exchange, Misaka attacked the Misfortunate Soul with her full arsenal. Oh great, now I pissed you off again, right? Man, this is starting to get really troublesome, as Touma got in his stance. This time, her attack's an infrared railgun. Her fences range from twisting together collected iron sand to create whip-like swords of steel, to sending powerful electromagnetic waves to mess with internal organs, to even finishing off with a blast of real lightning from the sky. But none were a match for Touma Kamijo. As long as it's supernatural, his right hand could negate it. Wow, Beery, all these wasted movements. It doesn't take a genius to see that your powers aren't working. But, of course. Then again, if you keep on coming at me relentlessly like this, Touma then said, Speed Star! As he quickly dashed towards Misaka. Really close and whispered right ear, "You'll be out of stamina and you'll be panting." Misaka screamed as she heard Touma behind his ear. Touma then put his hands up and he then said, "It's your win. Like I said, I have things to do, so I don't have time to play with you today." "Take me seriously, why don't you?" Misaka said. "You want me to take you seriously? You sure, Beery?" Touma then took Misaka's hand with his right and took his left as he then closed her eyes. Touma chop! A loud thud can be heard. "Ow!" Misaka said as she nursed a big bump on her head. "You should have seen the piss-poor expression on your face. It was hilarious." Touma said as he laughed as he took out a cigarette. What can I call this other than misfortune? First, with my electronics being fried and everything else. The magicians are here in Academy City. And that poor girl, Index. Is this my fate as the protagonist of this story? Or is it just my misfortune attracting this crap? Misuga then asked, is your head just as messed up as that power of yours too? She said while wincing in pain, as the bump on her head was still hurting. Maybe, maybe not. And this power I've had it since back then. Always messed with me and others. Maybe I can use it to save someone this time. Maybe I can use it to save someone. Touma said in his head. Touma gave Misuga a look that slightly made Makoto jump in fright. It was only a bluff to fool her, but the effectiveness caused him regret. Kamajo, walking on his way home, said to Motoharu, can you come out now? What gave me away, Kami? Your soul. Have you been following me for a while, or are you just here by coincidence? Details, Kami-an. Anyways, about those magicians, I thought about it. So why don't we walk home together, just like the good old days? Yeah, I'll humor you on that one. Touma was aware that Index had left her white hood on his dorm bed. The one remaining connection continued to irritatingly prick at the edges of his mind. Not even Touma himself was thinking about it so much. After all, he had the power to kill even God. Touma and Tsuchimikado had taken a pit stop at a gyudon restaurant to sit and eat. Tsuchimikado sat down with Touma as they both ate a bowl of gyudon. Motoharu had put this on his tab. It was the first day of summer vacation. People are enjoying themselves. Troublesome. What a drag. Touma said with the building with Tsuchimikado as they took the elevator. Man. Touma then activated soul perception. He saw a soul not too far from him. Motoharu. Touma got serious for a brief moment. Yeah. Tsuchimikado said, transform. I sense a soul that's not supposed to be here. Motoharu transformed into a Japanese combat knife. As he walked in the direction of the machine bots, he then has a sigh of relief. Index. Oh, it's just you. What's up? Touma said this from afar. Despite not knowing Index wrong, he was glad to see her in her usual starved state. Index would probably stop by for food and makes a briefly relieved face. But as Touma got closer, he saw an all too familiar position that Index was in. Index was lying in a pool of her own blood. Touma looks in shock as he sees the security bots sucking the blood out of Index's wound. He could only assume, but that wasn't really what's going on. Touma, finally snapping back to reality, moves the security bots out the way. Damn it, Index! What happened to you? Who did this to you? Touma was initially confused at the sight before him, as he looked at Index and he thought she was covered in red ketchup. But no, as he looked further, yep, it was definitely the crimson red blood. It looks like someone used a ruler or a box cutter to cut into Index's back. Touma viewed the bots as flies or insects being annoying. He struggled to push them back as Touma thought to himself. He looked at Index's wound. Damn it. It reminded him of a memory that he wished he could forget. The day that man in debt had tried to kill him. The day he was almost cleaved in two. The scar on Toma's upper back slowly began to throb. Damn it! Index! Who did this to you? Now it'd be us magicians. A voice sounded from behind him. One did not belong to Index. Touma spun back as fast as he could as he looked to see a 14 or 15-year-old. His great height was a characteristic of foreigners. while his clothes were black, a version of a priest's outfit. Touma gritted his teeth as he knew all too well what a magician was. Considering his previous encounters, Touma is gritting his teeth as he clenches his fist so tight, blood seems to seep a little bit. Motahari in his weapon form seemed worried as Touma looked at Style. It may have been because he was standing upwind, but Touma could smell the horribly sweet perfume on him, even if he was over 15 meters away. His shoulder-length blonde hair had been dyed red, like the sunset. Silver rings glittered on all 10 of his fingers like brass knuckles. Poisonous earrings hung on his ears, and a cell phone strap could be seen sticking out on his pocket. A lot of cigarettes moved the edge of his pocket. A lit cigarette moved at the edge of his mouth. As if to complete his image, he had a barcode-like tattoo underneath his eye. The religious dress code and style, he's definitely a magician, Touma said in his head. She got it pretty good. The magician looked around, and the cigarette in the corner of his mouth waggled as he spoke. I heard Kanzaki sliced her, but I thought there wasn't anything to worry about because she had the walking church. But there was no blood trail, too. The magician looked at the machines as they cleaned the blood stain. Touma screamed out to Style. Why? As he wouldn't want what had happened to him happen Index. You mean why she came back? Who knows? Maybe she might have. Who knows? Maybe she might have left something. Come to think of it, she didn't have her hood on her when I shot her, so she might have left it here. Come on, don't look at me like that, as he saw Touma look at him with glaring daggers at him. Don't look at me like that. It wasn't me that did this, and I doubt Kanzaki meant for this to happen either. I'm just as surprised this walking church didn't protect her. I didn't know what broke a Pope-class barrier, unless St. George's dragon appeared again. Unless St. George's dragon appeared again. The red-haired magician spoke his last bit as his smile disappeared. But his smile didn't reappear as if he omitted a smile. Touma, knowing what the magicians are, wonders to himself. He was almost killed for having the right hand for his fortune. The illusion-killing Imagine Breaker. Index was almost killed for her 3,000 grimoires. They couldn't be any more alike than they think. Kamijo knew he had no right to be moralistic. After his encounter with Index, he went back to his normal life. You ganged up on this little girl and chased her all over the place. Like I said, Kanzaki sliced her, not me, so if you can hand over Index, I would be on my way. We need to take back the 103,000 grimoires under our care. As Stalin explained everything else as in canon, Touma then said, I'm understood, but he silently listened to Style. The red-haired magician then said she has no ability to refrain from magic powers, so she's harmless. But even so, no matter how kind-hearted she is or how justful she is, I can't stand up to torture and drugs. The mere thought of someone abusing like that hurts my heart, you know? Kamijo's body slightly trembled, but he felt the magician's emotions were true to his words. The man in front of him viewed himself as true. He lived ignoring his mistakes. This sent chills down Kamijo's spine. The term mad cult oozed into his brain. The thought of his magicians hunting people and shitty beliefs made his brain feel like he was going to burst, as he remembered when he was hunted by a magician, and he knows that feeling all too well. Who the hell do you think you are? Who are you people? Touma was angry. Touma was irritated. What is with you dumbass magicians? What's with you? Why can't we all just get along? Magic, science, the DWMA? It doesn't make any sense. You people think you can do whatever you want. He clenched his right hand with burning anger. If you think we're going to let you hurt Index any further, then let me break that messed up illusion of yours. Touma said his catchphrase. As Styledon got battle ready, Styledon said, I would prefer to call myself Style Magnus, but I guess I'll have to go with Fortis 931, Styledon said. Touma remembered that the magician he and Tsuchimikado fought all those years back had said something similar before they fought. Lux Day 777. Touma muttered in his brain. Touma remembered when Index gave her name. Is Index lacking? My magic name is Dedicatus 545. Lux Day 777. Dedicatus 545. Fortis 931. Magic names began to click in Touma's head. Things started to click. The gears in Touma's head started to shift. These are names that the magicians give before or during fights. I'll make sure to keep note of this later. Stalin took out his cigarette out of his mouth. In Japanese, it would mean the strongest. The magician flicked the cigarette now out of his mouth, and it hit the wall of the neighboring building. The orange line grew brighter and brighter till flames were created. A sort of flames appeared in a straight line, as if someone had turned on a fire hose loaded with gasoline. The paint gradually changed color like a picture being scorched by a lighter. He was not in contact with the flames, but he still raised his hand to cover his face, as he felt like they were burnt. As his eyes felt like they were burning just by watching it. Kamijo stopped so suddenly that it looked like his feet had been stick to the ground. Touma then thought to himself, this ain't my first rodeo with magician. That bastard that attacked Tsuchimikado, and he used light. Index supposedly can't use magic, and I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, Magic Breaker could work on that. So if I use it on these flames of this red-haired priest, work? This is the power that can negate science, weapons, and magic. This is the power that cursed me with misfortune. This is the power of my misfortunate soul. The one who purifies gods and slays demons. I shouldn't doubt myself. I shouldn't. I can't. Black Star taught us not to doubt our power. A voice in the back of his mind said, My Magic Breaker will work on magic. A gift of pain for the giant. Past the hands covering his face, Touma could see the magician smiling. While smiling, Style Magnus swung the blazing flame horizontally at Touma. Tsuchimikado said, Kami! In his weapon form. Heat waves, flashes of light, explosive noise. Explosive noise came to be, and black smoke burst in every direction. Maybe I overdid it, Styledon said. As Style scratched his head at what seemed like a bomb until he heard, Hey, could you not try and blow up my dorm, please? Magician-san. The flames were burning at 2,000 to 3,000 degrees Celsius, enough to burn the human body. To make it into a stain on the dorm wall. For an instant, the magician froze in place. As the voice coming from those hellish flames, with a roar, the wall of flames and smoke swirled away and was blown away as if a tornado had appeared. In the center of that flames and smoke and blew them all away, Kamijo Touma stood there, menacingly. Boy, Magician-san, Touma then said. You could have killed me, you know. Such Mikado in his weapon form takes a sigh of relief. I keep on forgetting he has a Imagine Breaker, Motoharu had said. The metal railing melted like a sugar sculpture. The paint on the floor had been released as such, and walls had peeled, the fluorescent lights had melted and dripped down in the intense heat. But the boy had remained unharmed in the middle of those unworldly flames and scorching heat. Touma laughed a little. Honestly, what the hell was I so afraid of? Touma then said, this is the same right hand that negated Index's walking church. The same right hand that Misfortunate. The same right hand that negates weapons, science, and now magic. I should really stop doubting myself. I mean, of course, I am the great Kamijo Touma. Touma was putting his best impression of Black Star as he imitated his way of referring to himself, as he mockingly pointed to himself. Style was as flustered as any normal human being could be. Would have been in an unexpected turn of events. Touma took out this Japanese knife from his pocket as he yelled out, Oi, Motoharu! Yeah, Kami? Mikado spoke. Let's kick this son of a bitch's ass, shall we? Could have said it better than myself, Kami. Motoharu spoke out. Touma and Mikado then both said, Alright then, you ready? Ready. Let's go, Soul Residence. Kamijo was in fact a normal human being. He wasn't a warrior god like Black Star, nor a reaper like Kid. If you punched him, he would feel pain. If you cut him, he would bleed red. Kamijo's legs were no longer filled with doubt, fear, or nervousness as he dashed towards the red-haired magician. Meanwhile, Style very nearly took a step backwards in shock, because of the incomprehensible phenomenon before him. And what had become a surroundings, yet that attack surely was not a dud. Was that boy powerful enough to withstand 3,000 degrees? No. If so, he would not have been human. Touma paid no heed to Style's confusion. He clenched his heated right fist as hard as a rock and took a step forward towards Style, who was swaying on his feet. Style swung his right hand horizontally. The flame sword that appeared followed suit and flew forcefully toward Kamijo. It exploded. Flames and smoke flew about, but after the flames and smoke were blown away, Kamijo Touma stood there, just as before. Touma was grinning as he was standing. What's wrong, magician? Touma said as he held his knife close to him. Scared that I'm going to break your illusions, or what? Style muttered as he said, could he be using magic? He immediately rejected the idea as he didn't sense any magic power coming from Touma. He would have been able to tell if he was a magician. The boy didn't have a scent of someone from the same world as him. Why? To hide the shudder spreading around through his body, Style created another flame sword and attacked Kamijo. This time it even failed to explode as Kamijo swatted at the flame sword with his right. A right hand had 0 magical reinforcements. Touma then, using his knife, threw it at Style. Style deflected it with ease. What was the point of that futile attack, boy? The knife was spinning in the air. As Touma then said, Motoharu, now! Mikado kicked Style in the back of his head. Mikado de-transformed before re-transforming. By that point, Kamijo ran right up to Style. With one more step, he would be close enough to punch out the magician. As he jumped up, waiting for his punch, flames were forming into something. Ashes to ashes, as dust to dust. Crap baskets, that doesn't sound too good. Inocentius! You have got to be shitting me, Touma said as he looked at the flames. Inocentius means I'll be the one to kill you. Touma looked shocked as he then said, Out of my way! He swatted the flames like a fly. Now, normally, a magic break would negate the magic, and that's the end of style, right? Inoketi is quickly reformed as if Kamijo had taken another step. He would have been enveloped by the flames from all directions. Kamijo's mind was thrown into disarray at the scene, before his eyes. If his right hand could do what he always said it would. Negating the systems of God, magic, science, weapons. It worked before, but yet the oily fuel within the flames writhed and changed form. Now seemed to be holding a sword in both hands. No, it's not a sword, but a cross, 2 meters long, of the crucifixion type. It lifted the cross up with both hands and aimed a downward swing at Kamijo's head like a pickaxe. Imagine Breaker and Inokentius clashed. This time it failed to even disappear. As if he were grasping a mass of rubber, Kamijo felt that he was going to lose that struggle. His opponent used both hands while he could only use his right hand. Flaming cross neared Kamijo's face, millimeter by millimeter. Hey, could you watch the face? I don't think a doormat at your son would have liked that burnt face of this Kamijo sod. Even at this time, Touma could still joke. It's magic like that light magician, so it's not curving and it isn't using anything from what I've seen before. Motoharu. And what is it? Kamijo was confused as he had limited experience with the power of magic. He knows Inokenti is reacting to Imagine Breaker, but being revived soon after an annihilation from his Imagine Breaker. It most likely was a time lag within his Imagine Breaker and the massive flames known as Inokentius. If he let go, he would most likely be burnt to a crisp. His right hand was sealed. Fuck! Touma said as he was thinking to himself. He then saw Tsuchimikado in his human form, going in for a flying sidekick in the back, aimed for Styles' head. Style was stunned for a second as Tsuchimikado transformed back into a knife. In the air in Toma's area. Touma quickly caught the knife, as he then said, Gee, Motoharu, you really know how to leave a partner behind, right? Touma then said, Anyways, got any idea on what the hell this thing is regenerating consistently? Touma asked. Hell if I know. Runes. A voice that was neither Tsuchimikado's style nor Toma's. Are you Index? Touma used his soul perception. He looked at Index's soul. Her soul wasn't too different from before. Index, is it really? Yes, I am Index Liborum Probatorium, the holder of the 150,000 grimoires of the Zeroth Parish Necessarius, abbreviated as Index. Now may I continue my explanation? Attacking Inokentius will have no effect, unless the rune engravings carved into the walls and floors and ceilings are eliminated. It will revive as many times as necessary. Kamijo put Motoharu in his pocket and listened closely. Touma got in the same explanation as in Ken. Touma then said, Oh, okay, thanks, Index. Touma then said, My right hand is still sealed. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Squeamish bloody road. Oh, that doesn't sound so good, Touma said as Touma saw a bluish-white flaming sword extended slightly from his left hand. His right hand sealed. He doubted Motoharu, even in his weapon form, would do much to the flame sword. Oh crap, Touma then said to himself as Touma thought to himself, Shit, time to hot foot out of here. Motoharu! Touma, before he could even shout, the two flame swords struck the giant flame god, and the forces morphed into one enormous exploding bomb. When the flames and smoke cleared up, the entire area looked like hell. The metal railings had warped like sugar sculptures, and even the floor tiles had melted into something glue-like. The paint on the wall had peeled, such that the concrete was visible. The boy was nowhere to be seen, however. Style heard the footsteps of someone running along the passageway, downstairs. Internally, Style was astonished. Nothing all that amazing had happened. Before the explosion in the instant, Style had sliced through the giant flame god with 2 flame swords. Kamijo had let go of his right hand and jumped over the railing. As Touma fell, he grabbed the railing 1 floor below and pulled himself up onto the passageway. He had no lifeline, and he had pulled it off with pure guts and courage, making reckless rather apparent. He took his left hand with Tsuchimikado and, Motoharu, you okay? Oh, well, please tell me it's a rhetorical, because I'll really push you off, Kami. Please don't, that's what I thought. Styles softly smiled as Touma now knew how Inokentias worked. So what? Styles said. You can't get rid of them. Touma jumped over the 7th railing with no lifeline once again. And Touma then said, okay, what the hell? I could have died there. As Touma ran along the straight pathway, he then thought about what Index said. If Style really does have runes around the building, even if he and Motoharu split up, there's a possibility of him having more than a few. Crap baskets, what the hell is this? Touma had already found the runes. Scraps of paper the size of telephone cards were stuck all over the building. Kamijo had made a dash towards the emergency staircase. He was wondering how the runes were produced. They were copy paper. If Kamijo didn't already hate the occult, he definitely does now tenfold. Touma was running away from Inokentius. He then said, Speed Star! As he quickly made an after image, jumped over the 2nd floor railing. It was only after he jumped that he realized that the ground below was asphalt and the number of bicycles were stopped there. What? Touma screamed out, but quickly threw Tsuchimikado at him to catch him. Motoharu caught him. Thanks, Motoharu. Yeah, thank me later when you take me out for lunch. Yeah. Sure. If I'm not broke by then, Touma playfully said towards Tsuchimikado as he retransformed. Touma heard the roar of flames. As he looked at Inokentius, as if it would, he made a puzzled expression. As if it was restricted by an invisible wall from a video game. Touma then thought to himself, wait, what if there hadn't been tens of thousands of runes placed around the building? If that were the case, he would have sensed it with his soul perception. He most likely have sensed Style with his soul perception. There's no way in hell someone could have placed 10,000 so fast. Touma then thought to himself again, should I just call anti-skill or judgment? This is more of their problem and not mine. Besides, a voice in his head said, you remember what happened the last time you dealt with the magic side? Your precious Motoharu almost died, and you as well almost killed yourself. It'd be so easy just to give into the black. Besides, it can numb out your fears and much more, effectively killing that magician. Or you could leave it be to anti-skill, the voice said. Someone said, well, all that stuff might be true. He would never do it. When Index had said then, will you follow me to the depths of hell? Of course he would. He wouldn't follow a stranger he wouldn't have known for less than a day. He would drag her out of hell. Touma's knowledge on magic was limited, as he only knows that the magic is different from science and magic from JRPG. The witches, those who were naturally born with magic, etc. A metal railing warped and the glowing orange fell down and Kamijo frankly rolled out the way. He was determined to see this to the end. Touma then said, I'm surprised the fire alarm hasn't kicked in yet. Touma then stopped for a moment, as he then said, holy shit. Of course, why did I think about that yet? The fire alarms installed around the building all went off at that once. Amid that storm of roaring noise that sounded as loud as a bombing raid, Style looked at the ceiling with annoyance. Style looked at the flame alarm, thinking he could have just leave Inokentius on autopilot and let the boy meet the fiery embrace of the Witch Hunter King. Style on his thoughts heard a ding from the elevator. He then thought, who was there? Who was on the elevator? It was Kamijo Touma with a grin on his face that would give even the great Shinra Kusakabe, the hero who saved this world from flames, was once a run for his money in a smiling contest. Style didn't know why he was trembling this much on the inside. Was it because the boy stood there grinning at him with a devilish expression on his face? Was it the way his eyes seemed determined to crush him? The pressure of Touma was giving off scared him slightly, but he held his ground, kept his composure. Come to think of it, runes are supposed to be carved into the walls and the floor, right? Kamijo said. As the cold man-made rain ran down him. Really, you're damn amazing, to be honest. I would have had no way to win if you carved them with a knife. Feel free to brag about this all you want. Touma menacingly pointed his right arm above his head at the sprinkler on the ceiling. Inocantius! Style screamed out the door. Behind Touma was a set of little idiots. Amazing! You have a battle sense of a genius, but coffee paper isn't the same with toilet paper. Wouldn't dissolve completely by water. Sorry, did I forget to finish? Silly me. Touma smacked his Inocantius away, as if it was a fly. Motoharu chuckled as Touma explained about the ink on the paper. Idiot! Touma said, you really thought I didn't know about that? The ink on the paper, you damn fool! Touma laughed as he said this. Although the water didn't take out every last one, it was enough. Style was shouting out for Inocantius. Inocantius! But it was no use. Hey, Motoharu! You ready? Hell yeah! Let's try again, shall we? Let's go! Soul Resonance! Touma sped up with Speed Star, as he was glowing with an aura. He sped up the Speed Star towards Style as he then said, ashes to ashes, as dust is to dust. Squeamish bloody road! Flame swords appeared. Touma cut the flames of ease with switching Mikado on his weapon form. As he then said, if you think I've let you take Index that easily, you cultists, you occult bastards. Touma paired the signature right hook. I'll destroy that messed up illusion of yours with this right hand of mine. Touma hit Style with a hand that had brought him nothing but misfortune, suffering, and pain. The hand that did nothing for him throughout his day-to-day life, but he still used it to punch the bastard out in front of him. The magician's body rotated like a bamboo copter, and the back of his head struck the metal railing. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Misfortunate Soul. Sorry if this video is really long, but if you guys reached the end or stuck around long enough, I hope you guys enjoy it. It shows that you guys really enjoy and like my videos. Anyways, here's a preview for the next part of Misfortunate Soul, Part 4. Great, just great. Inex is bleeding out and I can't cast healing magic. Wait, is that something burning? Who's making barbecue? Wait, that's not barbecue. That's my door! Damn it. Where's the damn fire extinguisher? While Kami is freaking out about his dorm, I'm doing the preview. This time, next time, on A Certain Misfortunate Soul, Part 4, Misfortunate Pride. I hope to see you all there. Yeah. You better have your notifications on for this part, and you better subscribe to Mafia, or else Kami will break your illusions. When science, magic, and souls cross paths, a story is born.